Buy before you sell, the departing residence program. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Jeff Trevarthen, Jeff the Mortgage Pro. I hope you're doing really well today. I'm excited to talk about this topic because it seems like it's a question that comes up very often over the last several years because of the different types of markets that we've been in. This is just a great topic to learn how to get from one place to another. This is buying another property before you sell your existing property. The departing residence program. But first, before I get into it, do me a huge favor. If you like this video, please go ahead and click the like button down below. And if you like my channel and some of the other videos on there, please go ahead and subscribe. And there's a little bell notification. If you click on that, you can actually get updates of when I post videos. It's usually every Tuesday and Thursday around 6 p.m. or so. It seems to be a good time for you guys to take a look and watch my videos. So I really appreciate it very much. And it means a lot to me that you are watching this video in the first place. But let's talk about the buy before sell program. This is, again, very timely. This is over the last several years, we have been in what's called a seller's market. That means that the sellers have all the negotiating power going forward. That means that it's really, really hard to buy your next property, but it's really fairly easy to sell your existing property. That's just the type of the market that we have been in. So, definitely when it's a moderate or a strong seller's market, this is a type of transaction that you need to do. So let's look at some of the things that are available to you if you need to buy before you sell. So the first solution you could do is you could, if you really wanted to try to do this, you could sell first and then buy. But if you have flexibility where you're living, this might be an option. So for example, if you're going to live with your parents or you're going to live in a rental property for a while and you're okay with that in between the time you sell and the time you buy your next property, this could be a good option for you. The drawback of that is that this can definitely be a logistical nightmare. So what I mean by that is that you're going to have to move out of your house. Typically, you might have to put all your stuff in storage before you buy your next property because it's just harder to buy a property than it is to sell an existing property. So it could be very inconvenient, a logistical nightmare, moving stuff from one place to another. I mean, even if you're, let's say you're changing cities, that could be even worse than, having to ship your stuff across the country. Here it goes in some storage unit, and then you have to wait to get it out, and then you're going to have to move multiple times if you sell first and then buy, unless you have something already identified and in contract and closed by the time your existing property sells. So that's one option. The next option is that you can qualify outright for the next property with your existing debt and the new debt on the property. So let's say you have a property and it has a mortgage on it, and then you're going to buy another property and you're going to move up, and then that property is going to have a bigger mortgage payment because interest rates are up over the last couple of years. So if you have enough income coming in that you can qualify for your existing loan and the new loan, you can actually qualify outright. Now, this is definitely the easiest scenario that you possibly have if you have enough income to be able to do that. The problem is most people don't, especially in different markets across the country where the cost of housing has really, really gone up a lot over the last couple of years. I mean, you could be going from $1 million loan to a $1.5 million loan, and your debt ratio is going to be really high in that case because of the difference in the interest rates over the last several years. So you could qualify outright for the existing property. This could be a very convenient way to do it, and this is definitely the easiest way to do it if you can qualify. The third option here is to do what's called a bridge loan. And I've done a video about this. I'll see if I can put the link down below in the comment section so you can see the bridge loan video here. But the pro is that if you have a lot of equity in your existing property and you want to buy another property, this is a very quick and fast solution. Like a bridge loan takes, 10 days maximum. So it's almost like buying another property with cash. Now, the drawback is that if you don't have a lot of equity in your existing property, this is probably not going to be an option for you. If you don't have a lot of extra cash to put a down payment on the next property, this probably is not an option for you. And this thing is definitely expensive. It's probably going to be 2 points. It's going to have a really high interest rate because the idea is that it's short-term money. The banks that do bridge loans, they don't want you to carry the debt for 30 years. They want you to use the debt to get into your next property. And then when you sell your existing property, you pay off the bridge loan and you do what's called a takeout loan, and you get a new regular 30-year fixed type of a loan. And the bridge loans are great in that sense, but at the same time, they can be very expensive. Where I see bridge loans, funny enough, is when you're doing a $2 million property plus. I don't see it in a $400,000 or $500,000 property. We do bridge loans all the time, but they are definitely always going to be big loans to be able to work with. So a bridge loan is an option, but it's expensive. And then the last option that I have, which this whole video is about, is called the departing residence program. So this allows you to qualify for the new mortgage on the new property and exclude the properties that you're currently leaving, exclude that debt to help you qualify for that new property. Now, there's two stipulations you can do this. If you're going to rent your existing property, you're going to need a lease agreement and a security deposit that shows that a renter is going to move in within 60 days of departing that existing property. Now, if you have that, you can exclude that debt that you have on that particular property. And then the other option is that you have a listing agreement that you are going to sell the property within 2 months of the time that you leave to go ahead and buy your new home. So if you're going to buy your new home and then you close on it, you have 2 months to be able to have a listing agreement on there to show that you're going to sell that property. And now those things work great, especially in markets where the properties are going to sell quickly, but you're not going to be able to, it's going to be hard for you to buy. The departing residence program is probably the best option and the single option that I see most people trying to do when they do these types of loans. Now, because of the convenience of being able to eliminate that departing residence debt, they're going to have slightly higher than market interest rates. So these are typically, I should say, not definitely, typically jumbo transactions where you're going to have better interest rates anyway, but the better interest rate is going to be just a little bit higher because it's a jumbo loan going forward. But at the end of the day, the departing residence program has saved a lot of people just because it's really, really hard to buy in the market that we have today, but it's really, well, not really, it's easier to sell your existing property. If you guys have any questions, if you're a move-up buyer or a move-down buyer, if you have an existing property and you want to buy your next property, let's go ahead and talk about this. One of the things that I always like to do is run numbers. Let's show you what the numbers look like so you have an idea of like, hey, this is how much it's going to cost. I can do this, I can't do this. And that's the best way to go so that you know and you have the confidence when you're going to go out there and buy your next property that you could do this going forward and you're not locked up because you think you can't do it going forward. Okay? Reach out to me. I'll put my calendar link down below and I look forward to chatting with you really soon about your buying before selling. Talk to you soon. Have a good day, guys. Bye.